Hi there, welcome back. So today's video, this is just a follow on from a little mini series we've been doing using furniture transfers. They're fantastic things to use. Just showing you these. The butterflies you'll recognise from the first project we did, which was the key cupboard. Now we're just going to upcycle this wooden tray. We bought it locally from a supermarket, I think it was, or somewhere like the Range or Dunelm Mill. We're going to paint it in the same colour as that green you've just shown. Again, this just follows on with the series of things that we've been upcycling, concentrating mainly on painting wooden furniture, sanding, stripping, painting, removing hardware like you can see me doing now. I've removed one handle, I'm just removing the other, just using a little fine Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to tape up the outside there with the blue tape. Quite difficult to film doing that, so forgive me, there's no film of that. Make sure it's nicely adhered to the surface of your tray, and then there we go. I'm just going to paint over the inside sides of the tray and the top part of it. Hence why I've put the blue tape on, because I didn't want it on the outside of the tray. Parts of this video have been sped up. That's just because it's repetition of procedures and, you know, the whole process to do this. If you've not seen our previous two videos, why not check them out from our playlist? If I can remember, I will link them in the description box, along with any products that we've used wherever possible. I can't link this tray, unfortunately, my apologies, but if you pop along to your local, I think we got this, as I said, from a supermarket, but have a look through your homeware shop, places like that, the Range and Home Sense if in the UK perhaps, and yeah, then you'll be able to pick something up, I'm sure, or maybe go to a thrift shop or charity shop. Now, I've laid out these rather lovely wildflowers transfers onto the tray, and luckily enough, they're more or less the right size to fit the width and the height of the inside of the tray. Just cutting them down. Now, these butt up. That sounds rude, but their edges butt up together to continue so that you've got a continuation of the pattern. Now, I can only liken this to trying to match up patterned wallpaper. If you've ever done wallpapering, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was straightforward and it wasn't. I didn't do it as well as I could have done. I know, I can see that there are a couple of bits where it didn't match up exactly together on the edges, but you know, this is the second time I think I've used this kind of technique, and to be honest, I think the overall finished piece is rather lovely, and unless you look really closely and you know where to look, but of course I'm going to show you where to look in the video, you wouldn't know that there were any joins there. So just checking them again here. Now, these are the same as the floral furniture transfers you've seen us use. You peel off the white backing paper. Now, these are so sticky. It's unbelievable. Now, I was a bit concerned that they might lift off this green paint. The paint, by the way, is by a company called Lick. It's the Supreme range. We got it from our local B&Q or DIY superstore, and you can paint it on all surfaces, apparently. We do have this colour here painted in the lower part of the walls in our hallway, and it looks stunning. Now then, making sure I've got it lined up where I want it, just smoothing it down lightly, like that. There we go. It's quite deceptive how different it looks when you've peeled off that white backing paper. There we are, just trying to line up the right hand side one, and I'm going to just speed this little bit up, this next bit of footage, because I'm just repeating the process with the right hand side piece and then the left hand side piece. The issue we've got here is that unless you get them really joined up very well on first go, you are not going to be able to peel them off again without ruining the painted surface underneath. So I thought, do you know what? It's a millimetre, if that. Let's just live with it. Let's live with it. But there we are, smoothed down completely. And then you're going to go in with the yellow scraper tool. It looks like a scraper tool, but it smooths it down. It's pushing that transfer down onto the surface that you want it to stick to. Now, I didn't film all of this, me doing this, but I spent a good 5 minutes or so going over every single little detail of these wildflowers and foliage to make sure that all those little details remain stuck down to the surface of the tray when you peel back the top layer, the sticky top layer, which you'll see me do any moment now. There we go, just going to the top surface part, trying not to pick at the paint that's underneath, and then just gently teasing it back away from the surface, hoping that it leaves behind the beautiful flowers and leaves and things. Now, I pulled back a little bit and then basically went in again with the yellow tool there, pressing it down, pressing it down, pressing it down. Again, this next bit is all sped up because if you've seen our previous 2 videos, you know exactly what this step is. I'm just folding that piece, the sticky top coat, the top sheet, over on itself just as I go, so I haven't got it all in the way. There you go. Using the yellow tool again, just pressing it down. The other thing I will say is this particular one had the feel of like pressed dried flowers. So it has got texture on it. It's not dead flat, it's got texture on it. Now, if you're happy to leave it like that, you can. You don't need to do one of the processes I'm going to do. But this is on a tray, it's not on a vase or a jar, so it's going to have things put on top of it. So I am going to seal it with some resin, which you'll see shortly. Now, I've decided to go in with the little butterflies and put them over the larger gaps in the joins that I could see. Using the same process again with that yellow tool, and then just peeling off that very sticky top layer of these transfers. We are at some point going to be renovating a piece of furniture in our home. I'm not sure if we're going to film it or not. It will be painted this colour, but we're trying to source some gold foil furniture transfers. They act in exactly the same way as these do. So if anybody knows of any stockists in the UK, happy to order from the US as well, but if you know of any, please send us a link to their website or information if you've got it. And because if we can get it and they look great, then we will film that whole process and you'll be able to see it. Here I am peeling off the blue tape. This is quite difficult to film one-handed. I didn't have the tripod. Don't know why I didn't get the tripod out, but you know, it's one of those days. And you know, you don't always think of these things. But I did then peel off the rest of it. Back indoors, don't know why I went back indoors to show you this, but polyurethane varnish. I applied 2 generous but not too much coats sprayed over this tray. I did this outside. I left it completely dry before using this fantastic resin, Apex Cure Pro. Now I want to seal in these transfer stickers, or these furniture transfers, and I also want to make sure that when people are putting hot and cold cups, drinks, glasses on it, that it is completely sealed in and as tough as I can make it. So it's as durable as I could make it, I should say. Now, don't forget, whenever you're using resin, you need to make sure you're working in a well ventilated area. You follow the manufacturer's instructions with regards to mixing ratio. This is brilliant because it's 1-to-1 mixing ratio. Now I did 100 mils of the hardener and 100 mils of the resin. So 100 mils of part A, 100 mils of part B. I then stirred it continuously for 3 minutes, but don't worry, you're not going to watch me do that for 3 minutes on this video. Stirred it for 3 minutes, put it to one side, just let all the bubbles disperse up to the surface. If you've got I'm going to call it the debubbling machine. We do have one, but it's been tidied and put away. So I just left it to one side. I did have the Resiner's air filtration system going at the time, and I did have all the windows and doors open. So here you can see me, I ended up taking off one of my gloves, and I am just putting the handles of the tray back on. So you can see both handles back on, gloves back on, just checking the surface again before I pour the resin on, just to make sure there are no little bits of hairs or fluff, lint, you know, and on it, and then just pouring the resin down onto the center of the tray. There we go. All the resin down onto the center of the tray. Now, as I said, I had 200 mils in total, and I found that that was enough to give about a couple of millimeters deep coat of clear resin onto the surface of the tray. Now, all I'm doing here now is I'm just tilting this tray up so that the resin can move up and down and side to side, just making sure it gets to each side of the tray and into the corners. Now, what I didn't film is that after I was happy and I'd done this, I went round the edge with a micro brush, carefully round the edge of the tray, just to make sure if there were any little bubbles there that they had gone. Now, of course, you can use a heat gun if you have one to do this job rather than tilting the tray, but I wasn't sure how those transfers were going to react with a heat gun, and I didn't want to have gone to all this trouble to make this beautiful tray and then find that actually they melted under the heat of a heat gun. That is a craft heat gun, not a big DIY blowtorch heat gun. So just carefully doing that, making sure it's gone to each of the corners there. And then once I was happy with it, I put, I just got a bit of a close-up there. There we go. They look beautiful. Love just the little finishing touches with the butterflies. You could put ladybirds, bees, you know, anything really. Just a bit more of a close-up now. You're going to see a little join coming up. And there we go. I then left it to cure overnight. I put I forgot this process. I've got one of these small torches that they're like cooking torches for doing things like creme brulee and browning or caramelizing meringues and things. Just went over, not on the surface. I am actually up. This torch is about 4 or 5 inches above the actual height of the tray there. That was Wayne's finger. Just pointing. You've missed a couple of bubbles. And then I put this upside down plastic container over the top. I did babysit this for about half hour, 45 minutes, just getting rid of any little bubbles that came to the surface, make sure there weren't any little hairs and things in it, and then left it to cure overnight. And this is it the following day. Just want to say, if you've joined us in the premiere, the live chat, hi, hope you've enjoyed the video. It is possibly the last in the series of this particular series, just a little bit of spring summer flowers before we go into maybe something that's more autumn themed. Hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been lovely to chat with you in the live chat. Here we are with some little tiny espresso cups and saucers on it. I will leave it to 6 weeks before I actually use it properly as a tray, but there we go. Just absolutely loved using this colour paint, love using these furniture transfers. Hope you've enjoyed the series. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.